Hello, everyone. Want to tell you first of all that I'm in sort of a frozen like state this morning with my three guests here today. They can do all of the smiling and grinning and thrills that I'm unable to do right now because I'm in a platonic type state. Okay, but I want to start off by saying this. I want you, when you wake up tomorrow morning, I would like for you to be inspired by Shakespeare. You remember Shakespeare said to be or not to be. Okay, that is the question. To be or not to be, that is the question. And today we're going to have a Q&A. But when you wake up tomorrow, step outside of the comfort zone. Step outside the comfort zone and keep your hand off the what? The snooze button. Do not touch that snooze button, everybody. Get up, get out, and I want you to jump to your feet and I want you to be ready to start your day. I'm Marlene Foster with Empower the Vision. And today, my guests today are, Ricky Smith is here with me. Ricky is a public speaker. I have Heather McWilliam, Brave Inspires Brave. And I've got Preeti Balasubramanian. And you are going to really enjoy this young lady. She and her son collaborate. They're authors. They write books together. They're my first 2026 author challenge featured authors. So they're here with me today, and you're here. And I'm somewhere here, but you can hear my voice. Don't know what's going on, but that's one thing I want to say to you today is that I will be handling what? Business protection. And business protection is what? The unexpected. So today, I didn't expect the screen to look the way it does, but it does. But we're going to move on. But I wanted to just start by saying that last week I spoke about the workshop, monetize your story. And when you monetize your story, you will actually, within this workshop, you're networking opportunities where you will meet individuals who are in maybe some of the other sessions, networking opportunities where you'll actually meet people that will be in the audience because you will be hosted. You'll be actually part of two events that I'll be hosting. You'll be there. And you will also have an event that you can also invite people to join you on. So if you say, well, Marley, I don't know. Well, look, we're going to get it created and you will be able to inspire and invite people to join you. So that's another thing that will be done inside of the workshop. And customers. We all want customers, don't we? You're going to deepen customer relationships because 80% of your income comes from who? Who help? Your customer, right? The customers that you already have. And then we're going to also talk about what? Prospective customers. Those new ones that you would like to invite. We'll also be talking about them as well. So from here, I want to invite you to join me in a challenge that I faced years ago. How would you feel about joining a conference? And that was a conference, you ever joined one, guys, and it was a conference that you were truly looking forward to. The speaker was phenomenal, and everybody there was excited. And I know I was, because I was always working, guys. I was always working somewhere. But this time, I said, I'm here today. And I was glad to be there, guys. So anyway, the facilitator walks up to the mic and says, the unexpected, which I think that was expected was, Ricky. He walked up there and said, the guest today will not be here because of an unexpected emergency. An emergency occurred and We sat there. I tell you, I was pretty much almost in tears because I was looking forward to this. Yeah, I traveled a lot. I was on the road a lot. I had a young daughter at that particular time, and I don't know if she was a year old at that time. I think she was not even a year old. My daughter Marlena was not even a year. So that was my time. You should always invest in yourself, right? So I had invested in myself. I was sitting there with with little little turkey sandwich. Had turkey sandwiches. I had lemonade. I was ready with a capital R, ready, 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 ready. So I saw a facilitator. Let me ask you this: he's standing there in front of the room. Now think about it. If you were the facilitator, this is an unexpected that happened to him, wasn't it? So there he is. So there's the bravery, and we talk about bravery, collaboration, and we talk about communication today, right? So now he's got to think about what's my next step going to be. Think about it. Come on, Ricky. The next step, you're the facilitator, and you know you can't be the one to do this. Got to be somebody else, correct? Now, who in the world do you think they asked to speak that day? Me. What? Okay, why me? I'm sitting there thinking when he walked over, because I saw him sort of looking around the room and at all of us, and I was sitting there. Look, I was sitting there with a turkey sandwich hanging out of my mouth. I was kicked back, shoes, dangling off of my feet. I'm just in heaven right now. So he walked over. And he came through the aisle, and I'm going, no, I'm thinking, no, he's not. He said, Marlene Foster, you see the situation I'm in right now. Marlene, let me tell you what crossed my mind. I want to tell that man, no, I'm having a bad hair day. No, my heels are run over. No, 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 no. And he stood there, he looked at me while I'm having all these deep, conversations with myself, right? Okay, so I'm thinking and I'm looking at him and I'm thinking, okay, here I am, bravery, right? Heather, I'm thinking about bravery at this point. How brave am I at this point? So I said a little short prayer and everything. So I looked at him and said, okay, I'll do it. Because I was looking at him as well. So collaboration came in place. Preeti, I thought about this man needs someone to collaborate, to help him through this. And so collaboration also was something at that point that actually hit my mind. And Ricky, of course, I thought about how can I walk up on that stage and communicate effectively. And this was a big known speaker, guys. I was replacing somebody who's really, really prominent, right? So here I am a local speaker, a local individual, somebody that most of the people in the room didn't know about. They didn't know me. So I thought about, let me tell you what I did on the communication side, Ricky. Walked up on the stage and I thought about what the topic of discussion was about. So what I did, I personalized the topic of discussion and I made it reflect me. And I also reflected upon everybody in the room. See, Ricky and I have talked about when you are doing public speaking, how you can reach out and you can actually engage the room and you can actually start to question them, ask questions, which I love doing. Ask them questions and say, look, now I need you to come with me. Okay. And they don't mind coming with you. So guys, that's what happened. And you know what happened once I got on the stage? The audience collaborated with me. The audience did. So my bravery took me on the stage, Heather. The collaboration of the audience, Preeti, with the different guests, they were asking questions and just communicating with me. I mean, God, this turned out well. And then at the end, the communication, Ricky, really helped me to do what? I got business. I received business and I was paid. So how happy was I? I got paid. And you see how your story can monetize? Your story can truly monetize. And your story may sometimes be an unexpected situation. It was unexpected here. This was an unexpected that happened to me. And today, ladies and gentlemen, I want to tell you, I've got three phenomenal ladies with me today. I've got Heather McWilliam, who's going to talk to you. She's with Brave Inspires Brave, and she's going to talk to you about a challenge that she's faced, a challenge that she has overcome, and then there's probably challenges that are in progress. So any one of them that she wants to share with us. Okay, then we will have Preeti Balasubramanian. She is going to talk about collaboration. And any of you who know about her, you know about, she and her son are both authors. And Preeti does something. I was talking about Preeti today to my best friend. We talked about actually all three of the speakers today. And the one thing she really liked about you, Preeti, was you are from India. And you brought your family from India to Canada. And during and from that point on, you transformed. And you're now writing books that are helping US citizens and people all around the world, parents, how to develop child development. You're helping them with the development of their children, not just giving them stories, but you're helping them in that area. Okay, and then finally, guys, we have a public speaker here with us. We've got Ricky. Ricky Smith's here with us, and Ricky loves to MC. She told me over the weekend, she said, Marlene, I love to MC. Let me go in here and look cute so I can go out and I can MC tonight. And she watched how happy she was, guys. So I'm saying to you today, be yourself. And then are you going to make mistakes? Yes. Are you going to sometimes, say something that you may not meant to say? Yeah, just correct it. People know we make mistakes, okay? There is no perfection. Imperfection is what exists. And people that are watching you, they're imperfection. So all of us have that in common, the imperfection, right? So I want to start with Heather. Heather, if you don't mind introducing yourself and then tell us actually about, again, just what you do and also what you feel your expertise can bring to the workshop, and share a challenge with us today. If you could do that. Thank you. Okay, Heather, can you guys hear Heather?
There we go.
Okay, now.
Thank you so much, Marlene. I'm so grateful to be here today with all of you. And I really I've heard it before, but I love hearing that story. It is so empowering and so inspiring. Thank you so much, Marlene. It's so good to see you, Ricky and Preeti, once again. My name is Heather McWilliam, and I'm the founder and CEO of a global movement called Brave Inspires Brave. And we are inspiring and building brave leaders of today and tomorrow with a strong focus on veterans, law enforcement, military members, and their families for post-traumatic growth and new leadership opportunities. And so that movement came from, I can share my brave challenge that I had, and then I can move into what the brave challenge I have for others today, if that's okay with you, Marlene. Does that work that way?
Yes, absolutely.
Amazing. So I was a police officer for 10 years, and I took some time off work. As per my doctor's orders, I had developed post-traumatic stress disorder, anxiety, severe depression, and I believe there was the suicidal ideation as well along with that. And so at that point, it was actually my choice to take time off work, and I chose to take time off work myself. Thought I would be off work for a few months. Really was functioning at a very high level as a police officer, being able to manage all the responses that I was doing and my duties and my responsibilities as a police officer and as a undercover officer and also as a detective constable. But I was also experiencing the sexual harassment, the sexual abuse, the corruption that went along on the internal side that myself and so many other police women and males were facing in different ways. And so I finally was able to step back and take some time off. However, during that time, I was met with severe retaliation from my employer, enough to, almost kill someone. I faced that for the next 6 years while going to and from human rights court where I was standing up for my rights while I had a very serious invisible illness, which could cause me death, quite frankly. And it was it was the most challenging time in my life, for myself, for my family, for my spouse. And to witness the impact that it has on myself and others was extremely horrific to me. So that was the first challenge, and I won that landmark human rights case. Now, the next challenge is what I really want to talk about today. Was I was told I would never be able to work again because of the injury that I had faced, how damaged I was being told that I was by medical professionals. I was told that I would never be able to work again. And so that was really hard to face. But what was more challenging is that I felt like I know we all need a purpose. And I heard another calling, and that was brave inspires brave. And so how do I honor that brave challenge when I'm being told by medical professionals and others that are being told that they can never work again, but they also need to have a purpose too? And so from that, not being able, I wasn't going outside. I was fearful for my life, every single day. On social media, I was being hacked. I was being compromised. Everywhere I went prior to that, I was being followed and intimidated and threatened, and so was my family. And so the brave challenge was to become an entrepreneur. And, with no experience, no background, my workplace not wanting to support me, my workplace not wanting to give me letters of reference, that I was a good employee, that I worked hard, that I had integrity, all those things left me with a big challenge. And so I knew what my invisible illness and challenges brought. However, I needed to get out there into the world because I felt that I had a purpose, because what I had learned during all of that time was how to overcome all of those challenges and how to holistically do it, and how to stay above water and really just manage how our mind and body and spirit responds to trauma, and to constantly be able to do that every single day, no matter what was coming to myself and my family. And so that's what I wanted for others. I wanted others to be able to thrive again in life. And so with that challenge became, I had to meet people. I had to put myself out there. I had to take a chance on what that purpose I felt was for me next, even though I was being told, like I said, not to be able to ever work again. And so I think it was during COVID, during that time, I was so stressed out and so fearful to create this that I would be at more risk for my life. My whole body, 3/4 of it went numb. It went numb. I was told that I might have MS. There was all these complications happening. And I kept going because I truly believe that this is what I was being called next to do in life. And so, long story short, I was able to get on Clubhouse. I met mentors and coaches and people around the world, and was able to just keep believing in that mission that we are all given in life at some point, that purpose. So, it really is about following your purpose and your passion, and understanding that we can overcome what comes to us. We just need to be able to identify it, give it some perspective, take action, reflect on it again. It's really about the senses of the body and what it's telling us. And then also, remember those 5 W's: who, what, where, when, why, how. What is behind those fears? What are behind those anxieties? What are behind those stresses? How do we build ourselves past those things? How do we release those fears? Find the right people, find the right community. Just keep doing one thing every single day that will move you closer to your goals. So, my challenge, do you want me to share that now, Marlene? Pardon me.
Listen, go ahead, because everybody's here listening to you. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I think for my challenge today, I've been thinking about this the last few days, and I really want people to identify 3 people in their life, whether they know them or they don't, whether they're alive or they're not, who has inspired them by their courage in their life. And why? And because that's something that's resonating with you. Maybe there's something inside of you right now. And that's the next part of the challenge, is to identify, 3 things that are bringing up in your mind that may feel anxiety provoking, stress provoking, you feel challenged by it, and identify what steps you can take moving forward. It really is about identifying, giving it some perspective, and then taking that next one step. And when you take that step, I really want you to celebrate it. I really want you to honor yourself and understand that that is what we need to do for ourselves. And every single time we take that, it doesn't matter if someone else doesn't identify as that as being brave or not. The fact that it's brave to you is what matters. So pick 3 people that you have seen in your life that have inspired you by their courage, and maybe write about it, not just think about it. Write it down. The other part of the challenge is to reflect on times in your life that you have been brave and why. And then the third is take action right now on things in your life that you can do, like whether that's connecting with a coach or a mentor and having a consultation, whether that's reading a book that inspires you. Maybe it's some self-care, maybe it's nutrition. I don't know what that is. It is different, but I believe that the process is still very similar for all of us. And then eventually we want that to become normalized and more natural for us to be able to identify what our body is saying and to be able to take action and just keep doing that day after day, just like we would anything else that we are doing in our lives to have those goals, to achieve those goals.
Okay. Well, see, that's great, Heather. That's great. I wanted to just ask you though, those individuals right now who are having a difficult time, like I said, getting out of bed and they keep pressing that snooze button, and you want them to step outside of the comfort zone. How would they? What if they are ready to, as you said, develop bravery? So, but how do they do it? And I want my guests to think about this too. How to develop bravery and not be so concerned about what others think. Developing bravery, developing public speaking, developing collaboration, and not even being concerned because people are going to speak against you. How do you do it and not be so concerned about what others think?
The biggest thing I think for this action is to identify what your purpose is today and what it was yesterday and what it is tomorrow. I believe that we all have, a grander purpose in life, so to speak. And what's going to get you up in the morning is that passion and is that purpose. That's what's going to get you out of bed every day. That's what got me, through the door to the human rights every single time I had to fly or drive to that courthouse, but I was terrified. I needed to do it because I wanted policing and I wanted the leaders there and the culture there to improve. I wanted the community to improve. I wanted to stop sexual abuse against police women and all women. That's what got me up every day, despite the fear. And today, what gets me up out of bed every day is because anyone that's going through these challenges or traumas in their life, whoever is feeling depressed, whoever is having those suicidal thoughts, whatever is going on mental health wise, I need you to identify what lights you up. Maybe it's music, maybe it's playing a guitar, maybe it's playing an instrument. If that's what gets you up every single day, then stick to that. And that's okay. Don't put any more pressure on yourself. I think we put too much pressure on ourselves to be all of the things. We can't do it all at once. I couldn't do it all at once. This week, I have a goal and it's identified. I don't need to look at everything else. If I'm not as strong in other places, I'm focusing on that one goal this week. Mm-hmm. And so I think it really matters to be able to take that pressure off ourselves. Like sometimes it was just going to the grocery store. I need to get to the grocery store today. That is my goal. And find ways to be able to do that. Maybe you need a friend to go with you. Maybe you need a family member to go with you. But just start identifying what those challenges are to get to that next goal. And I think that once we start having those conversations with ourselves and building that trust with ourselves and understanding that, it's important that we fulfill that purpose in our life, because that is what's going to get us out of bed every day.
Absolutely. And everybody in the audience. Okay. And I see we have, I see who's in the audience. Selassie, it says Faith on Friday. And there may be others who are there. What Heather just said, please take up that challenge, do what she was telling you to do, and put yourself out there. And that's how growth occurs through what? Challenging yourself. Okay, we're going to talk about collaboration now, with Preeti Balasubramanian. Welcome, Preeti. Is Preeti? Can
Yes.
you hear me?
Yes, I can now.
Okay, yeah, okay, you're next. Yes, you're next.
Uh, so I think like for me, like Marlene initially mentioned when she introduced me is now I am in Canada, but then so my life has taken me all over the place and I've had multiple restarts. So I started in India. That's where I was educated. I started my career there, but then got married, and because of my husband's work, it took us to UK. So I was in UK for a couple of years. So again, it was like a brand new start, and with things like work permit, I didn't wasn't very conducive for me to even get an employment or do something, because it was 6 months of work permit, which kept extended by 3 months every time. So there was no clarity, no vision in terms of how long we're actually going to be there. And that kind of had its drawbacks in me trying to get a job, because nobody wants to give you a job knowing you're going to leave the country in the next 3 months. And so I still continued to do some part time. I still continued to do some remote work from there with a organization in India. And then a couple of years, I came back to India. But then when I came back to India, I realized that people there did not recognize my earlier experience or my experiences while I was in the UK, because they felt I had a gap of about 2.5 years of, according to them, doing nothing. So there again, so and then I when I came back to India was when I was pregnant with my first one, and which also then meant you can't get into a job because few months down the line you're going to go on mat leave. And so it was a bit of a challenge in me trying to do things and get back on my career onto some kind of a focus. And that's when I kind of actually changed streams. So from being a HR person, I went into the executive assistant role supporting C level executives. And I think that also, in a way, did teach me overall business operations and overall how a business is run and the leadership mindset and things. And then about 9 years now almost, we made the move from there back to Canada. Again, a new place, a new country, didn't know anybody, no friends, no relatives here. So again, it was that challenge trying to get my foot in the door for my career. And for me, I would say initially reaching out to like the HR association, the administrative professional association, and those associations, those communities, like even speaking to parents of like other kids in my kids' schools, that it's that community that I started building very early on that helped me and my family get settled and do those there and like find those references, find those connections. So I am like a strong believer of having a community behind you and having collaborations. And and also I would say like collaboration also starts from your house, from within your house. And whether it's collaborating with your spouse and raising children or doing household chores, or you're collaborating with your children, many of us like yeah don't see it as collaboration, but actually that's where collaboration starts. That's where that teamwork and team building starts within your house. So and now I partner with my 14-year-old, and we write and market and sell books together. And also in that area, I now also give back. So I am on the board of certain colleges and things on the administration program, where I mentor and help new people who are new to the country like me, but who are studying HR or who are studying operations or administration, to help them learn better or like help them not go through those initial struggles I did. So I sit on some of those boards. I'm part of the board of the admin association. And yeah, and like do a lot of speaking engagements and things wherever I can talk about the importance of having this collaboration and community. And probably one last thing is also I am part of other author groups and children's author groups. And many people ask me like, how are you a part of an author group? Don't you see the other authors as a competition? But then the way I see it is No, they are not competition, because everybody has a story to say, and your story is not for everybody, but it is for somebody. So if I am collaborating with another author, my audience is different, his or her audience is different, but in doing it together we are actually expanding our voice, expanding our reach to more people. So that's the way I see it. I don't see it as competition, it's more community than competition. So yeah, that's my take on collaboration. And so for me, like a challenge, or what I would want you to do is, for the listeners, is start very small. So identify that one person in your world today, like professional, personal, wherever, and that you've been thinking that, oh, I should reach out to this person, or I need to collaborate. Actually reach out to them. And when you reach out, you don't have to start with a perfect plan, you don't have to have a structure, because collaboration just starts with that initial connection, that initial conversation. So get yourself out there and actually reach out and talk to that person. And if you're a parent, I would say find a small way to collaborate with your child this week, because not for like don't teach them anything, don't lead them to do anything, just plain collaboration. You'll be surprised as to what you would learn about them and about yourself too.
Wonderful, wonderful. And I just want to just, simply ask you though, when you're looking at, we speak of collaboration, especially with as a children's, right? You write children's books. And you're from India. How do you reach out and actually embrace, connect with, and engage with even people here in the US and all over the world though, Preeti? How do you actually communicate with them? And be more understanding about what it is that those parents are facing. How do you attract or even get them to come your way?
I think whenever I have an opportunity to either speak about my books, or like even post about my books on social media, I think the even the intent behind my books, like the first series of my books, are all based on the Indian Hindu mythology. So the intent is for people who are growing up or raising children outside of that culture, right? So you don't live in India, so but at the same time you do want your children to know your own culture, your own values. So it's my way of kind of, for that Indian South Asian community, that diaspora, for me to make sharing that culture, or make sharing that thing, or making it more accessible in a way that little children can understand. Because with really small children, if you tell them you have to do something a certain way, they see it as a rule and then they start resenting it. But then if you tell it to them as a story, they are unknowingly learning values without even knowing that they're learning something or they're doing something. It comes to them naturally from the stories and the characters that they see, and the characters that they can relate to. So I think that's what I kind of, that's the message I kind of try to showcase in my book, or whenever I have an opportunity to speak to people. And Marlene knows, so I try to get myself on challenges, on podcasts. I go speak to parenting groups. So like I try to reach out as much as I can directly to the readers, and a lot of the reader feedback and things have kind of shaped the stories I write, or what's the next one I want to write. I've got ideas coming from the readers.
You know what? Wonderful. And I'm very proud of you, Preeti. I am. Since I've started to, knowing Preeti here, I mean, she's really traveled. She and her son, they're writing, they're going to trade shows, and they are just a lot of different types of activities, guys. I'm so proud of you. And thank you for sharing that. And next we have Ricky Smith, and Ricky is the one who's got the greatest and one of the greatest, I think, challenges of all. People always have a problem with what? Public speaking. Thank you for joining us today, Ricky.
Thank you so much for having me. This is always so much fun. So my name is Ricky Smith. I am the owner and chief training officer at Stratus Training and Consulting, where we help corporate clients as well as individuals looking to upgrade their speaking skills. Because just because you stand on stage and words fall out of your mouth does not make you a speaker. It's a training issue. And because of that, it is a skill that people can learn, just like tying your shoe. And I love what everyone said. And Preeti, I'm so mad at you right now because you're like, I reach out, I try to get on podcasts and to collaborate. Girl, I've never gotten an invite from you. Just FYI, my friend. I need you to reach out to me. Heather, you as well, because y'all need to be on my show. So as a speaker, yes, I am a paid speaker. It's actually what I do for a living. It's part of what I do. And yep, I get paid to do it. But there are so many challenges when you are the speaker. I love what Heather said. Bravery is one of the biggest things first. First of all, get up. Realize that you have a story to tell and there is an audience for you. Be brave enough to get on the stage. And yes, that can be difficult for a myriad of reasons. Collaboration, hoo-wee. If you collaborate with the people you know, the people that you've come across, if you're networking, collaboration will get stages for you. And then finally, you do all that together and you will monetize your story. I can guarantee it. Being a speaker for as many years as I have been, there have been a myriad of challenges. The very first one was getting out of my own head. Oh my gosh, the person that lives inside of my head tells me all the time, you can't do it. Who's going to listen to you? You have nothing to say. Why are you even up here? People do it better than you. What are you doing? And once you get out of your head, then you can become more audience centered. People who say, I'm too scared to speak, I'm too scared to speak. That's because you're thinking of yourself. You're thinking that people are looking at you, people are judging you, just FYI, they totally are. But here's the thing. You need to know that what you're doing there is not for you. You are the answer to someone's question, their problem. You are the reason they are going to move in a direction the very next day. When you become audience centered, that voice in your head has to be quiet because you're not thinking of yourself anymore. That's my first challenge. And believe it or not, I do this all the time. I get nervous every time. I still get nervous. I still get anxious about it. I still don't sleep the night before thinking, did I get everything together? Do I have all of it? But when I get there, I realize I am here not for me, but for you. I'm giving you something that you need. When you talk about being in the space, another challenge, and that's a funny story, by the way. So venues are always a thing. When you are called to speak, you're going somewhere, whether it's a ballroom, a classroom, whatever, you're going someplace. There was one time I went to an event and yep, a paid event, all the things. I went there, I walked in and they had dueling speakers. What does that mean? So instead of being in a room by yourself, there was a curtain that separated two rooms. There was a speaker on one side and I was on the other. The audio system was connected to both at the same time. What could possibly go wrong? And then my favorite part of that, there was a window. And outside that window were train tracks. Yeah, the train showed up too. This is going to be great. I could not believe what was happening. But like one of the things in Marlene's story, you said, sometimes you got to, hey, stay ready. You ain't got to get ready. Because of the talk, I was able to pivot. I was able to use all of that seemingly chaos to bring home my topic and my point. It went great. It went just fine. The organizers were happy. There was yay, thunderous applause, woo, 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 all the things. That taught me this thing. If at all possible, ask your organizer, can you walk through the venue first? This will alleviate so much drama because you will know what you're walking into. You'll know what to expect. You do your checks and things. Don't wait till the day of to get there. Get there as early as you can. Even if it's, like I said, I do corporate training. I will go to the venue where I'm supposed to be training people. I need to see what it looks like. What are the chairs set up as? Do I have an option to ask them to rearrange anything? Does the AV work with what I have? Do they have AV? Is their internet working? Because as speakers, internet is your friend and your arch nemesis. Always bring your presentation with you because you never know what's going to happen. So this last event that I had just this past weekend, the beautiful venue, oh my gosh, it was just lovely. There was like 150 people. It was so nice. The stage, though, was a culmination of pieces put together and taped. I am 5'2". I wear 3-inch heels all the time. Yes, even on stage. Imagine, if you will, you're in front of 150 people in 3-inch heels, being super cute, by the way, and your stage is taped together. What do you think happened? Yes, I stepped on the tape and my heel sunk into the thing. I was like, absolutely not. But being a constant professional, I wriggled my way out. Pop, my heel came out, and I kept going like it was nothing. But at the end, I acknowledged it, because here's the thing. One of the things that Marlene said, when you mess up on stage, nobody knows but you, unless they know. Everybody knew I'd stepped in that hole. It was, you could not miss it. But it wasn't something that was going to stop me, because the message was too important. But I did acknowledge it at the end of my talk. Be ready. You don't have to get ready. Just know that you are going to mess up. No one's going to know but you. There's no need to apologize from the stage unless you vomit on somebody. Then I would say, yes, make sure that you apologize profusely. Other than that, no one knows. Just keep going, remembering that why you're there is for the one person that needs to hear the answer that they have been asking. And you are that answer. So
beautiful, Ricky. I mean, absolutely beautiful. I was sitting here just laughing because I've been through quite a few things myself. And I want to ask you this, and I'm sure there are others out here, and maybe even Heather and Preeti can probably acknowledge, when you're looking at you're about to walk on, like you said, you're getting ready for your keynote. Do you, the day of, do you go and just keep circumventing down throughout, through the outline and through the notes and through the this and interaction, or do you just say, what the hell? I got this. And it's already etched in your brain and in your mind. You can just visualize and just, and speak to yourself and everything, and just comfortably walk out and walk on, on to where you're going. So I'm just asking you, what, because you're the professional. What do you do?
One thing, I love that. Yeah, I never go on stage thinking I got it. The second you go on stage thinking you got it, you ain't got it. And it's going to show up. I rehearse things, but I don't memorize anything. I'm a bullet point person, because depending on who I'm talking to, what I'm talking about, I already know all the stuff because it's my life, my story, and I put my points together. So because like I think I said last time, when your brain loves order, and if you memorize something, and you get up there and you forget one word, your brain instantly stops because it needs to find its place. And when your brain stops, so do you. So no, I never go up on stage thinking I got it. I don't. I have my notes depending on how long I'm speaking, and they're just bullet points. I've already rehearsed it weeks before, months before, depending on what's happening. So I'm now at this point, I'm just looking over things mostly because of nervous energy. I don't need to really look at it anymore. So when I walk on stage and after they introduce me, now help us welcome Ricky Smith to the stage, my brain switches and I instantly get into entertainment mode. Because here's the thing about a lot of public speakers, they don't know. Public speaking is a mix of training, teaching, and entertainment. A lot of people love to see a good speaker, but what makes a speaker good? They're entertaining as well. They're fun. They're funny. They use all of the stage. They use all of their body. It keeps you engaged, and it keeps them from going, are we still here? How much longer is this going on? Because remember, when you are on stage, you are the reason that they came. Give them something. Make sure that, you have been worth their time, their money. Make sure you've been worth it. And the way you do that is understand that part of what you're doing is entertaining the group.
And Ricky, okay, I just wanted to say to you is this, I wanted to tell everybody that I am in, this Ricky has a workshop that's coming up, and I am a part of that. And I wanted to just invite you in the workshop. I want you to bring your challenges. Write one challenge that you can bring to the workshop, and there will be deep discussions. There will be peer reviews. You've got all the three professionals I've got here right now with me today. So you will get a thorough understanding of business. You will. And as you can see, look at me today. Look, I'm in a platonic type of catatonic state today. I'm just there. I'm in frozen mode, guys. It's 71 degrees here. But I'm just saying that the unexpected, as Ricky said, expect the unexpected. And I've learned, Ricky, to do that. When you expect the unexpected, you can still zoom through the gate, and you can still, again, mesmerize people because you're being authentic. Authenticity does it every time. So I want to tell everybody that Friday, again, deadline for the workshop. Friday is 5 p.m. Central Daylight Time. And I'm looking forward to all of you joining us. Come join Heather McWilliam, and come join Preeti Balasubramanian, and come join Ricky Smith and myself. And we look forward to getting to know you, and also sharing our challenges, and sharing, the times that our heel has gotten stuck also in the hole on the platform. We will again look forward to speaking with you, and looking forward again, all of you ladies, if you want to just, you could just tell everybody, goodbye, and we look forward to seeing them, don't we, at the workshop, April 7th. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for coming.